Welcome back to the podcast, where we explore the psychology behind smarter investing and better financial decisions. Today, we're tackling an idea that sounds almost impossible in a world obsessed with action. What if the smartest move in the market is doing nothing? Joining us is a behavioral finance expert who has spent decades studying why emotions, not information, often determine investment success. Let me ask you this. Why is doing nothing sometimes the best decision an investor can make?
That's a great question because it challenges one of the biggest myths in investing, that success belongs to the person who moves the fastest. In reality, markets have a way of rewarding patience while making activity feel productive. Those are two very different things. Imagine you're standing on a beach watching the tide. You don't pull the ocean in with a rope and you don't push it back with your hands. You wait because nature has its own rhythm. The stock market isn't so different, yet many investors behave as if checking prices every 5 minutes somehow gives them control. The irony is that the more uncertain the market becomes, the stronger our urge to act. That's not logic, it's psychology. Our brains evolved to respond to threats immediately. Thousands of years ago, hesitation could be dangerous, but today's market isn't a predator hiding in the bushes. Sometimes the greatest risk comes from reacting too quickly. This is where market timing becomes emotionally seductive. Investors tell themselves, "I'll sell now and buy back when things calm down." It sounds intelligent, it feels responsible, but fear has an incredible talent for disguising itself as strategy. History repeatedly shows that some of the market's strongest recovery days arrive just after its worst declines. Miss only a handful of those days, and your long-term returns can shrink dramatically. That's why emotional investing often costs more than a market correction ever could. There's another psychological trap at work, the illusion of control. Clicking the buy or sell button gives us the comforting feeling that we're steering the outcome. But action and progress aren't always the same thing. Sometimes activity simply creates more opportunities to make expensive mistakes. One of my favorite ways to think about investing is this. A seed doesn't grow because you keep digging it up to check its roots. It grows because you leave it alone. Wealth works much the same way. Patience isn't passive. It's disciplined trust in a sound process. Ask yourself this. Are you reacting to the market, or are you reacting to your emotions about the market? That single question has saved countless investors from decisions they later regretted. I've come to believe that one principle separates consistently successful investors from everyone else. The hardest decision is often the one that earns the greatest reward, because it asks you to master yourself before you try to master the market. Doing nothing isn't about laziness. It's about recognizing that not every headline deserves a response, not every dip requires a trade, and not every opportunity is truly yours to chase. Sometimes the best investment strategy is giving time the chance to do the heavy lifting.
What a powerful perspective. In a world that celebrates constant action, it's refreshing to remember that patience can be one of the strongest investment strategies of all. We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever made a better investment by waiting instead of acting? Share your experience in the comments below. If you enjoyed this conversation on market timing and the psychology of investing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next conversation.
What a powerful reminder. Successful investing isn't about predicting every market move. It's about mastering your own mind. If today's conversation challenged the way you think about market timing, subscribe for more insights into the psychology behind wealth creation. We'll see you in the next episode.